With revenue projections of $400 million this year, many can argue that the esports industry has hit its gold rush. Developers are clamoring at the bit for the next big game in esports, but not everyone is going to strike it rich in the industry. With that in mind, let's take a look at 10 factors that contribute to taking a game from simply multiplayer with tournaments to a global level esport. Now, your game doesn't need to include all of these by any means. Plenty of games get by with just a few of these, but these are the major factors to consider when building the next big esport. Here are 10 factors that will help make a worldwide level esport. Major teams bring major opportunities towards an esport. Well-established teams create lucrative opportunities by providing resources and expertise that would not be available otherwise. Large organizations with clout are accompanied by fans, players, and sponsorships. These very same organizations can drive their enormous fan bases to your game. Plus, these organizations have a history across a wide variety of titles. They know better than anyone what it takes to become a successful competitive force in an esport. If these organizations are not interested in participating in your title, why would anybody else be? If Cloud9 or Fnatic don't care about competing in your game, then why should I as a fan? If you're not recruiting these teams to your esports program, you're missing out. The front line of the esports world, on-air personalities have one of the most important occupations. Tasked with bringing clarity and a high energy level to the broadcast, the need for charismatic, intelligent on-air talent is paramount. Great casters, analysts, and hosts uphold the high standard that connect fans with their favorite esports and players. There is no better introduction and tutorial for your game than hearing the likes of Redeye, Pansy, and That's Admirable articulate the highest levels of gameplay to fans. If fans don't like your casters, they won't like your game. Lacking a spectators mode is a cardinal sin in the world of esports. It just has to be there. Just like with any sport, fans and spectators need to understand what is happening. CSGO's intuitive and customizable spectator client and League of Legends spectator mode are great examples of interfaces done correctly. Their UI tools allow for quick, customizable camera and time shift controls. Now, this seems obvious, but if a spectator can't watch your game and understand exactly what's happening, you will not be successful. An esport without a spectator client is like trying to watch a football game through a backwards telescope. What the hell is going on? No fan should ever be asking that question. At the heart of all esports and games is the community. Fun games with great content create fans that play, stream, tweet, and blog, becoming the essential driving force behind any successful title. Those same fans become the personality streamers and bloggers with their own followings that can create and bridge their communities with developers and organizations. When that community is stifled, developers will be met with backlash that can affect their esport and company as a whole. Whatever your community needs to engage with you and your game should be a major priority. You have a game to develop. You need that same community to be constantly talking about your game, playing your game, and creating new fans for your esport. Game developers and publishers create leagues and championship series that will promote and develop their branding. Great examples are the Capcom Pro Tour, LCS, and WCS. Leagues create more incentives and opportunities that allow casual players and fans to become more invested in their title and esports. These premier events and prize pools reinforce a high standard of great achievements that are held with prestige within the esport community. This allows additional investors, communities, and organizations to build off the platforms, leading to growth and stability of that title in the esports industry. Further, this provides a clear career trajectory for your pro players, much like a football player can transition from high school to college to the NFL. Accessibility of the game is a major factor in its success as an esport. Reduce the amount of steps and obstacles to reach your target demographic faster. If an esport requires a special type of controller, VR headset, or high-end expensive GPU, the less likely it can reach a mass audience. League of Legends follows the free-to-play model, which quickly reaches its target audience, and means everything a player needs to become a pro is at their disposal from the beginning. Think about it. All I need to play football is a pigskin and some friends. It should be the very same with your esport. The unsung hero, esports APIs, allow for the growth and development of community sites, as well as theory crafting and a deeper view of the metagame, all of which contribute to a higher level of play from your pros and amateurs alike. With APIs, developers can release in-depth statistical data on matches that can be used by the community to better understand the game they love. While not every esport opens up their API for public consumption, sites like DotaBuff are great examples in which the community uses that API to keep track of match stats, the pro scene, and how gamers stack up to those professional players. Try imagining traditional sports without box scores, batting averages, or free throw percentages. Now imagine League of Legends without KDA, or Call of Duty without KDR. The overall presentation of your competitions is ultra important in attracting viewers and fans. The production value of major tournaments extends the scope for spectators on how amazing and surreal the experience is to be a part of your esport. Extending past the event itself, esports where spectators can enjoy more content will turn those spectators into die-hard fans. Video vignettes with players, interviews with the hosts, and great production value all add to the viewer's experience. Imagine the Super Bowl without a halftime show. Make your esports program must-see destination viewing. You've already made a great game. Now give me a reason to tune in and watch it. The continuation of software support is a great indicator on how developers view their games and fans as an investment. Valve and Riot's continuous patch updates for Dota 2 and League of Legends respectively are great testaments to the increase of their titles' longevity by preventing those games from getting stale. Through the use of patch updates, developers address player concerns with bugs, glitches, and character imbalances. Blizzard's update to Overwatch heroes McCree and Widowmaker could have the potential effect of altering the game's meta, keeping players and team composition on their toes. If you're not willing to support your game in the long term, why should I? All successful esports have a rather interesting philosophy. Easy to learn, hard to master. Straightforward objectives like destroying your enemy's nexus or defusing a terrorist bomb allow for casual gamers to understand the core concept of your game. The top esports have simple concepts, but also have high skill ceilings that come into play by providing a clear separation between gamers that are looking for a pickup game from the gamers that want to invest countless hours into developing their fast reflexes, muscle memory, and understanding the game's meta. Anybody can understand basketball and shooting some hoops in their driveway, but we also intuitively see the difference between that and Steph Curry knocking down a 3 with a 7-footer in his face. Esports, while in its infancy, has a long and arduous future ahead. Many games will claim to be the next big esport, but very few will actually succeed. Again, you don't have to have all of these things to be the next League of Legends or CSGO, but if these factors are not on your list of priorities, you may just very well end up with the next Titanfall or Evolve.